Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the breakfast show with myself and the favorite co-host, Jose. How are you today? How was your weekend? You are muted. Well, I don't know if you're muted, but your mic is muted. It's Monday morning. It's very early for everyone, so please excuse us for the little mishap here. But in the meantime, good morning and good afternoon to everyone joining us. We have some very interesting price action before the market opens. Is this the mad money stream? Mad, yes. Money, I hope so. I hope so as well.
Testing, Neil.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Good morning. And doing good. Obviously, already some interesting news coming in from the market, like you have in your title. Elon, we got some Nvidia. Obviously, big week for the overall market this week. So even though it's not an earnings week, I think we got a lot of cover. So good morning to everybody joining us, and like always, thank you for the support.
Yeah, we have a big week coming up. We have the Fed meeting. We also have for Meta shareholders, the Meta Connect event in 2 days, where they'll probably show us some next-gen smart glasses, maybe AR glasses as well. We have Elon buying quite a lot of shares of Tesla. Tesla is up 8% pre-market. And we do also have Trump visiting the UK. There might be some energy deals in the making there. There are also some reports that Nvidia, OpenAI, CoreWeave, and BlackRock are set to announce major UK data center investments. So that's going to be very interesting this week. I'll pull up the pre-market heat map right now just to show you what the heck is going on. As you can see, Tesla up 8.15%. Because Elon did spend some money to buy some shares.
Nearly $1 billion, right? Or 780.
Yeah,
something around there, right?
Apparently around, well, depending, I guess, on the exact price. I guess on the high end, it's near $1 billion. Midpoint $736 million. 1.9 million shares. I've seen some figures that say it's a bit more than that. It's the first time since 2020 that he has bought shares of Tesla. Of course, since 2020, he did sell quite a lot of shares in order to buy Twitter, now X. And so that's why right now we are seeing the stock up 8.18%. I mean, it's
Quick question for you, Neil. I haven't been following
Mhm.
Tesla for a bit. It's been kind of just a quiet player in my portfolio, owned it through individual and then my Max 7 ETF. But I feel like in the last few weeks, there's been a little bit of excitement happening with the stock.
Mhm.
I thought I saw something about maybe more. Um, they were thinking of even doing more power solutions.
Yeah.
I thought something about something maybe like Transformers. Again, I haven't been following. Any quick recap that maybe you can give us the viewers on what's happening here with Tesla, if any major changes has happened.
Yeah. So in the last couple of weeks, we've heard a lot more talks about, of course, AI, Optimus, humanoid robots, AI solutions, of course, the GPU clusters. Then on the energy side of the business, which I still believe it's an excellent business for them, high margin business as well. There were some reports that said that they're going to build their own transformers. Of course, everybody started to post transformers, Optimus Prime, and things like that. Um, but it makes sense, right? It makes sense if we've been talking about AI for quite a long time, and energy is a very, very big deal. And so,
Wait, Neil, just to make sure, he's talking more of Transformers for the electrical power solution, or is he
yes,
talking about okay, just so I feel like with him I had to question or if he was
yeah,
actually talking about Transformer based robots.
yeah. I mean, wouldn't surprise me, but yeah, it's not the Optimus Prime, obviously. And so, a bit more focus on the energy side of the business makes sense because, well, you need quite a lot of energy, whether it's storage or every other component. It makes sense. Then, more recently, we've also had a report out of Germany that Germany is seeing a lot more demand than previously anticipated. Although the Germany factory, not Germany, the country, Giga Berlin, is seeing more demand than previously expected. Yes, it's true that demand has fallen off a cliff compared to where it was before, but that is also now, I guess, good momentum for the company. They did also launch a new Model Y in China. Apparently, that's also doing quite well. And now we're getting, of course, the Elon insider buying, which is always a positive thing. Now, as a shareholder, yes, of course, with Tesla, you have to believe the story, right? You have to believe that humanoid robots, that all of that will become a huge, huge business for them because today, fundamentally, of course, the valuation doesn't make sense, right? Fundamentally, margins are coming down, free cash flow is down, deliveries are down, etc., etc. So today, fundamentally, yes, if you look at valuation, the stock price doesn't make any sense. But if you believe the story, which I sure hope that shareholders do believe the story, otherwise, what's the point in holding Tesla shares? Then you are willing to pay the premium. I mean, we've been willing to pay the premium for a long, long time, right? You buy Tesla shares not because of the business today, not because it's a profitable quarter or it's a normal PE compared to previous quarters. No, you buy it because you believe in the energy story, you believe in the autonomous vehicle story, and now you believe in the humanoid robot story. That's it. If you don't, get out of it. Quite simple. And so, yeah, right now we are making our ways back to $428. Me, full disclaimer, I used to have it in two portfolios. I now only have it in my core portfolio, and it is a smaller percentage of the overall portfolio right now, just because I did add more to the other positions, and they've been performing quite well.
Neil,
But
quick question. I know you always talk about two portfolios, and just to maybe the
mhm.
listeners, you have your core portfolio, and what would be your second portfolio?
So the core portfolio is just Meta, Amazon, Mercado
Mm,
Libre, a little bit of
mhm.
Tesla, and this is one that I've I've barely touched for a long, long time. It's one that I don't want to trade in or anything like that. It's one set and forget. The other one is the one with SoFi, with Nebius,
The
and
one you
all
do
of
the
that.
videos on.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
It's one where I'm
Mhm.
way more active. Um, it's just for me to not have speculative plays in a portfolio where I just don't want to take any hit on because of the trading aspect of things like in and out or opportunistic buying or things like that. Is really to make sure, because previously I did have everything in one portfolio. And then when you open that portfolio and you suddenly see something, you're like, maybe I should be doing this. Maybe. So this is just to make sure there is no maybes in that portfolio. And of course, Meta, Amazon, Mercado Libre, Tesla, they are established names, although Mercado Libre is much smaller than the others. It's one where, you know what, I have my good cost average there. I'm good to forget that portfolio and use it in the future. The other one is more actively managed, let's say.
All right, Neil. So if we go back to the thanks for that. We go back to the heat map. Maybe we can see what other stocks are moving after hours. We were talking about one that was
Pre-markets.
super green. Yeah, pre-market. Sorry, pre-markets. We saw Tesla going in one direction. Another one that's going kind of in the other opposite direction is Nvidia, the giant, right down about 1.5% right now. The main reason, Neo, is the China regulators, China State's Administration of Market Regulators, recently announced some preliminary results that they do believe Nvidia has broken some antitrust laws, anti-monopoly, pretty much more, and it has to deal more with the Mellanox acquisition that happened in 2020. So this Mellanox acquisition was kind of their acquisition into the networking space. It has helped Nvidia kind of grow dramatically in the networking market. I mean, their networking revenues bigger than a lot of the main players that actually have a networking business. And they didn't really share the results. It's again all just preliminary. And they're saying that at least they found that they have enough evidence that they can go even further into this. So that's creating some fear. Some of the stipulations that came from the acquisition that China made was, for example, you couldn't purely bundle NVIDIA GPUs and Mellanox networking solutions, where that was the only way you can buy one or the other products. You had to have you can bundle them, but you still had to show that you were selling each of them individually. You had to let the market know that you can buy whatever you want or you can buy the bundle. The other thing is you also had to make sure that the Mellanox networking switches or networking solutions were able to be kind of used in other AI. It didn't only need to work with NVIDIA products. It had to work with pretty much anything in the market in theory. So those are, I wouldn't say, the two main things that I guess China is focusing on. I'm gonna do a little bit more research. Again, this is brand new, but I do believe a lot of these stuff are available individually. It's also could be just more of like a purely government relationship and the tensions we're seeing here with the United States. We're seeing some trade talks happening in I forget, somewhere in Europe. I forget where. Is it Spain? I forget where it's
Yeah, in
happening.
Madrid, yeah.
Uh, Madrid, with United States and China. So this could just be again using some form of trade tension. On a worst case scenario, if the China market or China regulators do find something, they are able to fine Nvidia 10% of their total China revenue. So I think their China revenue per quarter was like 10 plus $billion. I forget the actual number, their annual basis, but they can charge about 10% of that. So it would be a hefty price. I mean, it could. There's so many things happening right now, Neil. It could also be just China trying to push away its domestic players from using Nvidia chips. As we know, China wants to become more domestically chip dependent and not really worry. So it could be a lot of just creating negative press for Nvidia. In the long term, as an investor, I don't think there's much things to worry about. It's more just kind of the negative news and the negative volatility that might come with it, like we see this morning.
Yeah, there were also some TikTok related talks this morning. Of course, whether or not the US will be acquiring TikTok's US operations. I think, yeah, I mean, it's another trade negotiation week, so I'm not surprised to see these stories come out today. Um, with regards to the Nvidia one, it's interesting because China did approve, right, the Mellanox acquisition back in 2020, but they said that in the approval there were some things that Nvidia um, did not follow, the rules that China set there. So it's going to be interesting to see what specific rules and how what type of penalties there is going to be. But again, all of this coming out right at the start of this week when we know there are some trade discussions going on, I don't think is a coincidence. Is a coincidence right now.
And I think it's pretty funny because I do believe, again, my own thoughts that China does have to tread somewhat lightly because they do need Nvidia AI chips. They do. I mean, we are seeing that DeepSeek was delayed in certain aspects because the Huawei chips did not perform as intended. And you're seeing a lot of these big tech players themselves also reportedly, the channels that I follow, demand for Hopper is still pretty strong, even though there are reports that maybe that's not the case. The channels I follow say that's true. And if the Blackwell, whenever the Blackwell B30 gets approved, the demand for that is going to be a whole different level.
We do have Oracle. That's up
I was going to ask
4%.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any thoughts on Oracle and Google? I haven't seen anything.
I think Oracle was down a little bit on Friday, and yeah, Oracle did pull back from the highs of $346. So it went all the way down to 292 on the question marks, right? The question marks of where does that money come from, and is there an issue with the concentration of OpenAI? So we've seen that pull back right here, and now it's back up a little bit pre-market. As for Google, I mean, I'm not going to complain, right? I'm not going to complain with this one. Why is it up a little bit more? I maybe it's because you've seen probably the picture circulate, right? That Gemini is the #1 app on the Apple iStore, iOS, yeah, surpassing OpenAI's ChatGPT. So maybe that's what's pushing the stock higher a little bit right now. It is extremely overbought. As much as I'm extremely bullish on Google, it is extremely overbought right now for a company like Google. That's actually insane to see. But one of the reasons was, of course, the decision that they do not have to sell Android or Chrome. But yeah, this is always good to see.
Neil, talking about Google, first thing, I think you mentioned at the intro of this video was this week we have the Meta Connect, and many are expecting more on kind of maybe more AI glasses style base. Do you think if they do release something cool, it forces maybe Google to announce something as well? Especially if we are, I would say, especially if we are getting into that AI glasses style, I think you can't miss the hype behind it. So if Meta announces, like, let's say AI glasses like they have right now, because more right now is smart glasses that they have. But if they release like an AI glass at pretty interesting consumer prices, do you think it pushes Google to also maybe be something? We've heard a little bit about it during their events, I believe in early summer, but it was just that. It was more like a tease. I would love to hear more from Google if we hear something from Meta.
I mean, we are definitely going to hear something from Meta, that's for sure. Will Google react? I don't think so. I think, and for those that haven't listened to Demis Hassabis conversation on the All In podcast or the All In Summit, very interesting. It's the guy from DeepMind, and he talks about AGI, talks about AI right now, how smart or how stupid it still is, and he does talk about humanoid robots, AR glasses, and all of that. So they're definitely, I mean, we know that they're definitely working on it. But I don't think we will see an instant reaction from Google because they already teased us with the glasses during the I/O event. Meta, of course, I think still leads the way because they have VR glasses, they have already smart glasses. And whatever they announced this week, I don't know when that will be available, right? Because they could be announcing something that they're working on. Like last year, they teased the Orion ones, but Orion is not available it's not commercially available right now, and I don't think it will ever be. But it's just a prototype and a tease of what's to come. But this week, I do think that we're going to see the very similar to Ray-Ban and Oakley smart glasses, but with an AR little screen on your lens to enter that AR realm. And I do hope I probably it's probably not going to be that expensive because Meta's business will subsidize it at first. But yeah, it's going to be quite exciting. Quite exciting. It starts on the 17th, I believe.
And Neil, there's an interesting question. For some reason I can't pull up the chat on my end, but on I don't know if you can see it. There's a question asking about kind of there's these YieldMax dividend ETFs out there that are becoming popular to a lot of stocks. And you want to kind of get our takes. Have you been following them or heard of them? These YieldMax, where it's like
I've seen them pop up, but I have never really looked into them.
All right, so let me just share screen really quickly and just share my overall thoughts on them. Give me one quick second. Share screen. So I'm going to just share two popular ones. Let me know if I'm sharing screen. Yeah, I think hopefully I hit the right button.
Yes.
So here we have, it's been the YieldMax option income ETFs. So in theory, what they end up doing is they end up just either doing some form of option selling to create some form of income, and then they sell that to, the premium or whatever they give it as a dividend. Here in the past year, you have Nvidia, and then you have the YieldMax Nvidia option income strategy, NVDY. Nvidia has performed way better than this dividend ETF. And remember, all these dividend ETFs are typically, you still have to pay the taxes on that dividend. They're still charged like regular income. So why would I want to, and at the end of the day, it's also an option play. Option plays can go a little bit tricky if things go really bad. So you can see Nvidia has completely outperformed. It's from 49 to 38. That's what, maybe like more than 10, about 20%, maybe even more than 20% performance better than this yield ETF. And total return, Neil, includes dividend. For the viewers, it includes dividend. It includes any fees that might come with it, because usually you got to pay these fees. So all that is already included into this. Another popular one is like, okay, maybe Nvidia is a one-off, is Palantir, and there is the YieldMax of Palantir. This one has completely been destroyed by just owning the equity itself. 313% in the past year. Year to date, which is 9 months, still the same thing. In the past 6 months, Palantir owning the equity itself is still performing in almost near. And some people might say, Jose, you actually may be getting some protection on the negative side, but not much protection either on the negative side. So something like this, it seems to me, just based on data from two popular companies, I would rather just own the main entity. And if I need to have some money coming out, I might as well just sell some shares. But for Palantir, it would suck if you had bought this ETF to ride some income, but your Palantir position almost did 100% gain over that. So I'm not using it. I wouldn't follow it much. And not something I'm planning on getting.
Take the tax hit as well for
Yeah.
even when you underperform. Yeah, I don't know what's the point of it. I guess there are probably some that beat the underlying stock, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's some popular ones. I even saw very rare for me to consume some content, but this one actually popped up. There was I might try to find the video later and share it, but there was someone who looked at like over 10 of these, and none of them outperformed the main entity itself. So even in this big, even in this big one, in a bigger group following, none of them outperformed it.
Nice. I've seen a lot of people mention Archer and Joby in the chat. So Archer is up pre-market. Why is that? Well, we do have here a price target, a new actually initiation from Cantor Fitzgerald. I know they reiterated overweight, but their price target sits at $13 right now. The key takeaways: Archer to leverage United Airlines partnership for trial operations, midnight eVTOL aircraft to be demonstrated in select cities, and focus on safety, low noise, and scalability to build community support. Especially the low noise is quite important. Yeah, of course, safety goes without saying, but the noise part of it is something that I still have some questions about it, because I mean helicopters make a hell lot of noise, and eVTOLs, I don't know if you've seen a lot of videos of it, they make even more. I mean, just drones make a lot of noise, eVTOLs make a lot of noise. It's a nice idea. I guess it will become a niche thing, but I am me personally, I'm not buying the whole story behind eVTOLs just yet. Might work out, which is fine, but right now I have no interest, no interest in these things at the
And,
moment.
I don't follow this space much, but would love to if you'd have. Are these mainly just supposed to be operating during at like airports? Like, do I have to drive to the airport and then from the airport I leave, or there's certain locations? Because obviously I can't see one flying into my backyard and then me getting in it anytime soon. And then it's like if that happens, like what happens if they blow off something and break something? I'm pretty sure that's very far off, if anything was to come off. Where is it? Yeah, go ahead.
Um, no, so airports, yes, but also there will be some other platforms where these things can take off and land near, of course, areas of interest, because yeah, of course, you don't always want to go all the way to the airport and then fly somewhere, which again begs the question: if you will have those types of helipads in near points of interest, and these things do make quite a lot of noise, it becomes a bit annoying um, at the end of the day. But
So
maybe
I should buy land in somewhere point of interest and then just rent it out to lease it out
turn
to
it
these people.
turn it into a helipad, an eVTOL pad. Yeah, maybe. Um, it's not that I'm bearish. It's just that I'm not buying it just yet, because it is. Think about it. It is like mini helicopters flying over your head. Um, but we'll see. It's a cool idea. We'll see what happens. What does Joby do right now? Pre-market. It's also up a little bit. What about? Someone says I cannot mention Open. Why not? Open is at 9.6
That's wild.
dollars right now. Yeah, I did take some profits on Friday after the big
Very
announcement.
nice.
But no, it's crazy. It's crazy, but I mean, we all know I mean, I definitely went into this for the meme ride and whatnot, and the retail push. But if you didn't buy into this before, don't have FOMO and buy into it now, because they have a new CEO. He was COO at Shopify. COO at Shopify does not mean that you're next in line to take over Shopify. I've seen this statement on X being made. This is BS, doesn't make any sense. Second of all, Eric Wu, who was the previous CEO at OpenDoor, came back, member of the board. Keith Rabra was also part of OpenDoor previously. Now he came back as well, which is quite interesting. You become the chairman of a company, you didn't even look at the financials. Interesting, right? Jose, if I offer you a position, become chairman of whatever company, you say yes. You say yes after you've looked at the financials, or before?
Before, I don't want to go. I don't want to be the captain that sinks the ship or the scapegoat. Right, that's the last thing I want to be. If someone's offering, if someone's offering me something, I have to make sure I'm not going to be the scapegoat.
Exactly. This whole thing right now, I mean, I'm happy people are making quite a lot of money with it, but now is the time to chill out a little bit with the high expectations and the Disney storylines here.
Neil, I saw you got into this. I go away for one. I go away for one day. The day before, I was like, man, this is something. I mean, I wouldn't. not that I care, right? Obviously, I don't follow the crypto space, but I go away. I don't stream on Friday. I don't know if you did, but then I log into Twitter on Sunday, and you were blaming Crossroads. I believe he's big into the into the fintech market, right? He's a fintech.
Correct.
And you got a YOLO position here. What's going on?
So they got me. They got me. Um,
Weak.
I mean,
No, but I saw you already.
for
Yeah,
now,
you're already
yeah,
good. Nice.
for
Yeah.
now I'm up. So weak, no, but I don't know. It's, I guess, the Tom Lee story, Ethereum, crypto, especially after the Nasdaq's announcement that they do want to start tokenizing stuff. I was like, okay, maybe actually there is something here. And so yeah, so another small YOLO bet here, which again, with these YOLO bets, you might think that maybe we are nearing in the peak of the market
That's
right
the only
now.
thing that scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
It really does.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this thing evolves. Another name I don't own, but the number 2 player here, which I think most people know about, is SBET, Sharplink Gaming. Has a bit underperformed right now, although it did also rebound a little bit the last couple of days. This is basically the number 2 Ethereum holder, treasury holder right there. But yeah, I was like, if I am doing this, might as well go with the number 1. Might as well go with the Tom Lee name. And so yeah, that's basically the thesis here. There is no thesis. It's like the guy that was asked a couple of years ago about Upstart. What does it do? And he was like, excuse me, I cannot hear you anymore.
You're
I think you're
breaking up.
cutting
You're
out.
breaking up.
Yeah. It's exactly what I will say whenever anyone asks me about the thesis here. I will just pull up the clip and it's like, that's it. It's supposed to go up.
That's the thesis. Yeah, I have 2 questions here on my side. Yeah, again, I can't follow. I don't know why chat isn't showing up on. Is it showing up for you on the platform here?
It is showing up. CoreWeave is
Okay.
up a decent amount.
Yeah. So I first want to talk on, someone was asking about our thoughts on Nvidia. So maybe go back like 20, 30 minutes. We were talking about Nvidia about 20, 30 minutes ago. The other one I want to talk is I am at SSB. Jose Najarro, can you, not that one. There was one about the one before that, my Tiger. Question for Jose: what's your opinion now on Marvell after the results? You bought them at 72. So I did purchase them after the drop during earnings at 72-ish or a little growth. My overall cost basis is still around 66. I am still bullish in Marvell. I've talked about it. I mean, this is kind of like a smaller player, $50-60 billion market cap. If they grow in the AI space, they can definitely see some nice, strong revenue growth. Trainium 2 is expected to do some massive shipments. They're expected to get some great money. Unfortunately, Trainium 3, they are losing, it seems, on the main Trainium 3, but there is kind of a Trainium 3 Lite that is coming out, but they seem to be kind of getting some space here. Broadcom, obviously the dominator, has mostly all the ASIC market, but I do believe there are some wins from Marvell. They won some from Microsoft, reportedly from their Maya 400, which comes out in 2026. So there's potential for me for this is like a not a yellow play, Neil, but it's like it has the opportunity to, if it outperforms, it's going to outperform dramatically. If it underperforms, and CoreWeave deal with Nvidia, we have to look at this if there is something happening here. But I like Marvell, right? Right now, it is definitely one of my positions that I don't mind entering into. $122 is up about 10%. Let's see what we can get here, Neil.
I am looking for some, because I did mention at the start of the stream that we should be seeing some Nvidia, CoreWeave, OpenAI data center deals announced in the UK. Maybe this is part of it. No, I am quite happy that I did add more CoreWeave last week. Not much, but
yeah.
I'm not finding, this is very strange. Usually people on X have like breaking 10 times the same post. But right now, chat, you are better. You are better. So if anyone can find us the exact,
I found it here. CoreWeave entered into a $6.3 billion agreement with Nvidia. It's in the SEC filing. I'm going to guess if you go to CoreWeave's Investors Relations website
okay,
on September 9, 2025, and then CoreWeave and Nvidia entered into a new order form under the existing blah, 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 which has an initial value of $6.3 billion that established arrangements. I don't want to read all this contract work. Let me just make sure.
it's the one released. Yeah, we're the 15th today.
Nvidia is obligated to purchase the residual unsold. Let's see.
Okay, loading up.
This custom.
Okay, we've got
From
this.
what I'm seeing, Neil, again, I'm going to maybe just throw into AI. What it seems to me is like if CoreWeave doesn't have, if CoreWeave has open capacity, computing capacity available, Nvidia will take it from them till 2032. Any data center capacity that's not fully utilized by its own customers, Nvidia is obligated to purchase the residual unsold capacity through April 13th of 2032. Interesting.
So we don't really have a number because that 6.3 billion.
That was the initial, right?
Yeah, was
It
the
was
April 10th,
depending on
2023.
yeah, and now if they increase their capacity dramatically,
So the market is jumping the gun here.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Again, this is sometimes with these press releases, a lot of lawyer talk. So let me just throw this into. Was this in CoreWeave's?
Yeah, CoreWeave's SEC
I'm gonna throw it
filing.
into AI and be like, "Hey, explain it to me like I'm 5 to make sure I'm not misunderstanding anything." Is applied? Someone's saying applied digital, baby. Is this one moving on it?
Probably. Let's see. Let's see.
Well, you were
So,
getting more CoreWeave, Neil. I was doing the opposite, not selling, but that's not the opposite I was doing.
oh, wow.
Because I know my CoreWeave is like CoreWeave to me is like nebulous to you in forms of like
Yeah.
positions. So while you were getting CoreWeave, I was doing more into nebulous. So hopefully
Very
that one comes
nice.
out soon.
Thank you very much, Roberto. And look at this, Applied Digital closing in on that $20 mark pre-market, which
Nice.
unless there is news specific to Applied Digital, I think it's correlated to
this.
to the CoreWeave one.
Yeah, because CoreWeave owns or wants out most of Applied Digital stuff.
Yeah. This Applied Digital YOLO bet, Roberto is going to get us that Florida house, I'm telling you.
He feels that I'm okay. I mean, CoreWeave is up a nice amount since I sold. So CoreWeave I purchased in the 90s during this.
We shall have the AI data center boulevard.
Yeah, exactly.
Nebius
That's what it
mentioned,
is.
CoreWeave mentioned, Applied Digital mentioned. One next to the other.
I would have felt bad, Roberto, if I sold Applied Digital to enter something like I don't know, I don't know, some whole different market, but it just stays within that same farm. It stays within that same market. Yeah, like I would have bought Lululemon or something like that.
So what does the AI say about this lawyer talk? Let's see. Let's actually check iron if that's up today at a pre-market. Up $1 right now. Up $1. Let's check Cypher real quick. Probably also up on this. Yeah, not much. Nebius is closed Friday at 90. We're now at 92.5. Okay, so holding up. Any news about Rocket Lab? I don't think I've seen anything, but yeah, the stock continues to go to rip, it seems. I haven't seen any company specific news over the last couple of days with regards to Rocket Lab.
Neil, have you seen kind of? I keep even getting more and more negative news about Micron, but yet the stock keeps ripping. The latest that I've heard, and I do believe this is going to be a major point of questions during the earnings call, is I've heard reports that Nvidia increased their demand of speed on HBM4, and this has created some form of slip up on Micron's end. And now Micron is obviously in the HBM market. Nvidia is not the only customer anymore. You have all their players, but obviously it's like that golden touch. They're saying that Micron now has to kind of go back and maybe make some changes. And in the meantime, they're really going to be more focused in other type of memory server solution as they kind of finalize a little bit more of their HBM4 kind of updated. Have you heard anything like that? Again, I think these are all rumors still, but I do believe they are going to be a major focus point during the earnings that come up in, I think maybe about 7 days from now. About 10 days from the 23rd, right? So just something I've been hearing. Don't know if you've heard anything. Obviously, from Micron itself, we've heard that HBM market continues to do well. Capacity is almost sold out for 2026. So even if there is some slip up, it doesn't seem like it would impact financials. There could be other customers out there that are willing to take up maybe some of the, if there is a slip up, some of these not defected, but still great HBM4, while they maybe perfect a better HBM4 performance or something like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, first of all, yeah, we do have earnings coming up next week. And we do know that the reports are going to be good because they did raise guidance a month ago. They did comment on the fact that they will probably be also sold out for 2026, just like with 2025. And so I think any hiccup, they do have how do you call this, margin of safety or error here. Because you cannot say, oh, we are raising guidance, we also think that 26 will be a sold out year just like 25, and suddenly everything changes and it's all bad for them. So we'll see. I mean, we've heard bad news about the Micron a couple of days before Micron came out and said that they're raising guidance. And so when there is smoke, that there might be fire. I'll take these reports with a grain of salt until, of course, we hear from management itself. And the rise of the Phoenix. Thank you very much.
Here from the CoreWeave.
The CoreWeave. You have the.
Yeah, if the AI. Yeah, so if from what AI read, Neil, the contract, the order form is old. Or this master service agreement is old. That's a 2023. The new thing is that 6.3, the 6.3 billion is a fresh order under the old contract. So the contract is old, but the number is new. And pretty much what we said, it was a buyer of last resort commitment. If CoreWeave can't sell all of its reserved GPU cloud capacity to its own customers at any point, Nvidia must buy the leftover residual capacity, as long as CoreWeave can actually deliver the product. Right? If they can't power on the chips, then Nvidia doesn't have to buy anything. Now it's materialized. So now that this contract has been signed, they have to obviously kind of showcase it in their Q3 2025, and numbers is now a material information that they have to disclose. Now, I could see both the bearish and bullish case for this, Neil. I think in the bearish case, it's like, why are you signing such a contract? Is this indicating that the AI bubble is real and now CoreWeave needs to sell their products to Nvidia? One thing, so it's like CoreWeave, is CoreWeave just like, there's not enough demand, Nvidia is going to buy it. But this is just the legal that if there is no demand, or if there's not enough customers, Nvidia will purchase it. I think now we're going to have to I hope during the Q&A session we hear, oh, did Nvidia actually rent out anything? If the answer is no, is like demand is still off the roof. This is just creating more of like a floor basis for CoreWeave that if anything slows down, they will be able to stay back up. And again, I do believe Nvidia just wants to make sure people survive. It's not just a three-player market. If maybe 2 years from now we see that Nvidia is the only one purchasing this, then that's the red flag, right? But right now it's just kind of like a hedge. It's hedging. It doesn't create, in my opinion, the actual numbers. If they're seeing all these massive demand, it's not really there. It's just like a insurance that they're buying, or an insurance that someone is buying and paying for.
And they're giving them 7 years, basically.
Mhm. Yeah. So, and this is also, I guess, I mean, for CoreWeave, it allows them to continue to be aggressive, right? If like, hey, I know I have some form of wiggle of
Mhm.
safety net. I get to be aggressive. Maybe obviously still respectably aggressive, or smart aggressive, but they get to be aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see that as a negative. I'm also happy that all the others are up on this news. Thoughts on Cadence? Cadence, unlike Synopsys, they did not experience a 35% hit on one day. But last time they did report, stock did gap up. We have now closed that gap, and it also did rebound here. Well, what happened here? Did a rebound on the on the 50-day moving average. I wonder how expensive or cheap Cadence has become today. Any thoughts on? We talked a little bit about Synopsys last week. Any thoughts on Cadence right now for you?
No, I haven't really found. I haven't done much research on Cadence. I still believe the synopsis thing is. Um, I think for long-term investors, there's going to be a great turnaround story. I haven't followed Cadence, but I just did a video on Synopsys. I mean, unfortunately, they did reduce their fiscal year guidance for this fiscal year, Neil, which one of the reason the stock dropped. Luckily, this year ends next quarter, so it's not the worst. The other thing is they did mention that for their IP business, and again, this has to do with their IP business. They still see almost 22% growth in their main core product. Um, for their for their um for their IP business, they still believe it's going to be a muted fiscal year of 2026. So those two are creating that negative pressure. But I think Synopsys is going to be a nice player long term. Cadence, I mean, strong market. This is like a leader, right? So I guess people will say that.
Yeah, Cadence looks like a very strong player. If you look at, first of all, it's a $93 billion business, trailing PE 92, forward 46.5. Margin-wise, looks very good. Gross, EBITDA, operating, net, free cash flow margin all look very good for this one. Yeah, okay. It's not a cheap business on a forward or trailing pricing metric here. Still expected to grow, let's call it mid double digits, 15% compounded for the next 2 years for Cadence. Again, you're buying Cadence because you want to get exposure to the semiconductor/AI space. And if that's the case, I think there are better players. There are better players out there.
And no, I mean, or we video for the insurance. In the way that
Your
they pay it,
mic,
they buy they.
mic is like sometimes cutting off.
Anything better? Am I
Much. Wait.
was I
Like,
testing Neil 1 2 1 2 Neil Nvidia, is it still
yeah,
going on?
try. Try. We'll see.
I'll be right back. Let me fix it.
So Corey pays Nvidia for that insurance. Jose will answer that question. Let's see. I did see that historically Pokemon cards have outperformed the market quite comfortably. But every time I do see that article, it is quite near the top because we've seen that article a couple of years ago as well, and that didn't turn out so well. Um, any news on Salesforce? Just John, so sorry if you guys already talked about it. We did not talk about Salesforce, but welcome. Greetings from Belgium as well. We did not talk about Salesforce. I know that Salesforce CEO has been talking a lot about Palantir over the last couple of days. But regardless, I still view Salesforce as a value play right now. I think we're going to see the business reaccelerate in growth starting in fiscal 27. I think upside downside risk favors the upside. It's definitely not a high growth stock, but it's one that's very profitable and super high margins for now.
Yeah.
JJ here, thank you for the super chat. The local has been up. Has it? Well, it was higher before. We were here at $16 after the earnings. Now we're at 14.2. I will still accumulate more shares. Me personally, I have a position, of course, in the local for a while now, but I will accumulate more shares. Now the thing is, we have that Fed meeting later this week. Based on my gut feeling, and what we're seeing with a lot of stocks right now is that, yes, a lot of stocks are going higher, are ripping. I mean, even the local is up. A lot of stocks are going higher and higher. It's not because rate cuts are coming. We know that the rate cut is coming. The question here is it going to be a sell the news type of event? So I know a lot of questions will be, should you buy before or should you buy after the meeting? And I guess my answer is the same as with earnings reports. Is if you really want to own it, you buy a little bit before, and then afterwards you see what happens. If it goes down, you can buy more shares, and if it goes up, your initial position is up as well.
Yeah.
Because a cut is coming. It's not like they're not going to cut. I think a cut is coming. We also don't know how big of a cut that will be, but a cut is coming, and so the impact, there is not really going to be a negative impact on the companies that you want to buy. Just the stock price might be higher or lower after the meeting.
Any better here, Neil?
Yeah, better.
Still the same. All right. So it was CoreWeave pays Nvidia for the insurance. And I mean, CoreWeave just pays by making sure they're buying tons of GPUs. I guess Nvidia is just saying, look, if anything happens, we got you, dog. We got plenty of cash in hand right now. I guess that's what they're doing with their cash. They're building insurance. I wonder if other players start to see similar things. You know, like maybe your Nebius or something like that. Some other preferred partners that are being pretty aggressive right now. I wonder, or now that this comes out, right? Why wouldn't Nebius go to CoreWeave, to Nvidia and say, look, I mean, you did this with CoreWeave. Why wouldn't you do this with me? So we can maybe potentially see certain players. I don't think Nvidia would do it with every player, but it's selected top players.
I mean, didn't they do sort of the same thing with their 1 point something billion loan with Lambda last week or 2 weeks ago?
Was that Nvidia? Was that
Was Nvidia? Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I think for them though, it was more that they're going to be using Lambda, as because Nvidia does rent out a lot of supercomputers for their engineering team. I forget who mentioned it. I think it was Dylan Patel. But one thing that Nvidia does is like the main reason that they're able to have their software solutions, like every engineering team, like they can use supercomputers to test out everything they need to test out. So they do it for their day-to-day basis of developing stuff. So I wonder if that's what Lambda does with them as well. But yeah, no, Lambda's been a nice preferred player of them for as well since the beginning. But that one's private, right, Neil? I think it's a private company.
Yeah, that one's private for now, at least. Some good news for PayPal. I was quite excited when I saw a couple of people mention PayPal in the chat. I thought the stock would be soaring right now, but not much. Not so much. You crushed my dreams. We are up
40 cents is nice for PayPal.
Yeah. On the news that they've introduced PayPal links a new way to send and receive money through a personalized one-time link that can be shared in any conversation. So I guess it makes it easier for people to pay through PayPal, I guess maybe through Venmo as well. And I've also seen one where they are going to integrate, I think, crypto. So PayPal to integrate crypto into its new P2P payment system. So that's the news, and the stock is not up so much. So stop teasing me with these things. Stop teasing me. Adam here said that he's outperformed with his Pokemon cards, because I don't know, Jose, you've probably seen this article as well, that Pokemon cards have crushed the S&P 500 historically. So congratulations to all the Pokemon trainers here. Let's see. The trade desk. Where is the trade desk right now? Ooh, back to maybe a double bottom. Maybe, because we're back here at $45. We are oversold at the moment. We are oversold at the moment for the trade desk. I wonder what Figma has been doing. I think it's still around the same area right now. So it seems like the market is enjoying this area right now for Figma at
What is the market cap right now, Neil? I think I've asked this every single time.
That's for Figma. I don't know, 26. 26 billion for Figma at the moment. Adobe hasn't moved. Still 349 after another pretty good quarter for them, showing that they're still very, very profitable, still growing, but the market just doesn't care. The market just doesn't care. AMD right now before the open is at $160. New holdings is continuing to make its way up and up and up at $15.80 pre-market. Let's see, SoFi. Is SoFi up? SoFi is up a little bit today as well. Incredible performance. Incredible performance. Let's see with Oscar, favorite here. It's basically flat. It's basically flat. Upstart is at 64.5 for Daily Planet, asking the question. To me, I mean, yes, rate cuts are a tailwind for this business, but you can get an Upstart inside of SoFi. So I don't get why people go with Upstart right now. It can work out, of course, but would you rather have a feature or a company that has many, many features? Let's see. Anything?
Sorry, I was just scrolling through Twitter, reading the kind of like the talks on CoreWeave and Nvidia.
You have almost a minute until the ding, ding, ding market opens. And then we'll see
I know that's what everybody's waiting for.
Exactly. Every time we come here and we wait for the ding, ding, ding. PayPal booming. Yeah. PayPal booming, everything's tanking, and then you look and it's just 0.5%. Reddit's probably up. Yeah, up a little bit. Reddit's been crushing it. Reddit has been crushing it. Nebius is at 92.6.
Nice. Very nice, Neil. I'm super excited. I hope we stay with this momentum. Oracle's now up 5%.
Tesla is now up 6.8.
Yeah.
Do I own Celsius yet? No, I used to own Celsius, and then I just lost interest in energy drinks. Broke even, and then sold my position because I didn't want to follow it, but it has been performing very well.
In the semiconductor space now, I also see two big red players there. Oh,
Ding, ding,
what?
dong.
Ding, 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 ding. The only
Markets are
reason I'm
open.
here.
Markets are open.
My often. Ding, ding, ding.
So the markets are
Analog
open.
Devices and Texas Instrument we're down pre-market. I'll see how they are doing, but I saw China was kind of looking into them for some things as well. Ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ding. I like Joseph.
We should have like guests come in every day to
Yeah.
to
To
open the
new-
market in their own way.
Oh man. I try to say all the ones, but I think I missed one or two.
So this is the heat map at the moment. Yeah. So
Pretty
Tesla
quiet.
is still up. Yeah.
Minus like, oh, let me open my portfolio real quick. I just want to see.
Oracle. Actually, let's pull up all of the names right now.
Mm.
CoreWeave up 6.6. AST is rebounding a little bit back to $40 right now. Novo Nordisk up 3.7. Applied Digital 2.8. SoFi up 2%. Iron up 1%. Of course, all of these are changing every single second right now since the market is open. Intel up 1.5. Nebius 1.5. Google 2.2. PayPal is up 1.4. Let's go. We've got AMD up a little bit, not by much. Who's red? BMNR is red. There goes my there goes my play. No, I'm just joking. Still up. But Oscar is down another 1.6%.
Duolingo's
is
down. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just about to say that.
1.6. Palantir down a little bit. Nvidia down a little bit. HIMS.
ASML up 3.3%. I felt like last time we saw ASML either Thursday or Friday was also kind of moving. So not that Mistral AI investment seems to be doing. Just kidding. I'm pretty sure there's something else happening, but it's up a nice amount. Navitas or Navitas or I forget the other way. Navitos, yeah. Over 6 again. Back in the 630s, it seems. So
I don't know what K has seen, but HIMS up 7%. HIMS is literally at zero, like not moving at all. You're playing games with me this morning. Zeta is up 0.4, 0.5 right now. So
Neil, did Roberto join you in your BM&R?
No, I left everybody out of it.
Oh, you left everybody out. That is wild. You see that, Roberto?
Impulse buy.
And then he always gives this nonsense to me, but you go rogue and he doesn't say a word.
It was an impulse buy. I felt left out. The local is up 3.3% right now, $14.2. Very nice. Adobe, what is Adobe doing on this nice Monday morning? Is up 1%. CRM, which is Salesforce, is flat at the moment. HIMS was up 7 on Friday. Okay, that's why.
Oh, Roberto supposedly did call it out. Okay, thanks, Joseph.
Correct. Iron is continuing its way up almost 3% here. I do wonder what. Okay, so BMNR is down 3.45. Sharplink Gaming is down 3.7. Interesting.
Marco, it would be small dollar cost average for me. I need point over here. I think it's a multi-bagger, small dollar cost average. Main reason is I do believe this is a volatile market. Very volatile. I think better entry for a big position is, I think, not impossible. So for BB, that dollar cost averaging to build over time, and then if I do get that opportunity, I get to go a little bit heavier.
Do you see any headwinds for the CoreWeaves, the Nebius type of players?
The main thing is just that scary thing, right? What happens if the market dies down? But it's that's such a top level overview. That's almost saying like, what if Earth blows up? It's like there's the data behind it, at least right now. Right now, okay, maybe not that far, but it's like the data behind is showing that there's so much demand for AI solutions and there's so much AI technology. So that's just like such a high top level question that doesn't have any backing right now. But just because the AI market is usually seen as one thing, it makes it seem more real. But I think any news like that can create the volatility for it. I think the headwinds for me, Neil, are more volatility on random stuff that AI is going to go down. Not necessarily the
Mhm.
truth, but just the volatility that comes with the press.
Okay, fair enough.
Wild if they imagine.
But what about the rate cuts? What is Open doing? Is it still going to pay for my vacations?
Yep.
It
Look,
is.
it bought to. You can even buy me one now, Neil. All right.
Yeah, it's we're back above $10, up 13.7% at the moment. Very
It's
well,
already been
very.
it's already done more of an 8-bagger already, right? You know, more almost closer to a 10-bagger.
For me, it's a 10
Yeah,
bagger.
it's a 10-bagger.
I
Now
bought it
it
at
only needs
$1.01.
so now it only needs to do another 8-bagger to hit like that crazy bullish price. I think someone had like a
Correct,
price target
82.
of 80. So
Yeah,
it already did half the work. It just needs to
yeah.
Yes.
Another one. Um, Rasmus, thank you very much. Rumors about CoreWeave and UK deal this week. Yeah, there are. Bloomberg reported that CoreWeave, Nvidia, OpenAI, BlackRock might be reaching some deals about opening up data centers in the UK this week. Trump is also in the UK this week to discuss some energy nuclear um, partnerships and deals there as well. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on for the next couple of days. You never you never covered Oklo. Do you have any thoughts on the company? I never covered Oklo because I have nothing to say about Oklo
Why don't
other
you
than
Oklo, bro?
what is it now? $11 billion and zero revenue? $12 billion and zero revenue. Wow, not bad. $12
Nailed
billion,
it.
dollars, zero revenue. And we have to wait, I think, 2 years or so um, until there is anything commercially available for them. Which again, okay, you believe in the future of nuclear. I believe it as well, but I'm not paying $12 billion for zero revenue at the moment. Call me crazy, and that's fine. Would still be a compliment.
Google about to hit 250.
Ziv, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome, welcome on the couch. Welcome on the couch. Google 250. Ooh. Ah, what?
There we
Voilà,
go.
250.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah. There we go. All right.
Thank you very
Peace out, guys. Thank you for reading here.
Leverage buyout incoming. Wow, this has been wonderful. Look at this. Google is dead. Google is dead. Google is dead. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. And no, nope. All-time highs. I think it's what is it now? A $3 trillion company? I think so. Yeah, I think it's worth $3 trillion. So we have a new member of that club.
Ding, 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 ding. Ring the bell for that.
Uh, bing, bing, bong, bing, bing, bong, bing, bing. Incredible, incredible, and it's not even expensive. That's the thing. We are now worth $3 trillion, and it's not even expensive right now. Oscar is down 2.8%. Why? It's very simple. It is very, very simple. You guys know why. It's because of this guy below me. It's because he's not where he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be in Florida. When
I'm like,
he's in
who are we talking
Florida,
about?
when he's in
Yes.
Florida, it goes up. When he's back home, it goes down. So every time you see the stock go up, you know where Jose is going to be.
Hey, if it goes up and I'm not here, you know.
You know why. You
I
know
gotta
why.
wait. I'm gonna wait till it drops, and then I'll buy exactly the day before I leave.
Uh, should maybe like do a poly market bet. Add a little bit of Oscar today. I've time with Oscar. I did add when Jose left for Florida. It's like insider knowledge. I knew he was going, so I front run the market. Yeah, no, it's pulling back a little bit. That's fine. I will, of course, accumulate more shares over time. All the rest are still looking good. Bitmine is down 4% after being up, I think, 15% or so.
What was your cost basis here, Neil? In the high 40s?
44, 45
Oh,
or
wow.
something.
44,
Yeah.
45. Okay.
I mean, it
And
was at that
Roberto,
price
he
not that
didn't
long
tell
ago.
us. He didn't tell us, Roberto. He didn't. He didn't tell us.
But you can join the cult if you want. We need Jose in Mar-a-Lago. Is happy. Let's look at the heat map, and then we shall retire for the day. We shall retire for the day. Heat map wise, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Tesla still up 6.2%. Texas Instruments down 2.7. Apple is up 1. Google up almost 4. Amazon 1.3. So nothing too, what is this? No clue. So nothing too crazy about the market. Okay. For Rubrik, I did talk about Rubrik in yesterday's video. So just saying, it is cybersecurity name. It's a very, very, very interesting company that is now trading at an attractive price. We'll see if it can rebound above that 200-day moving average, but the quarter was a good one. Growth story is there. I think I've seen 99% of the analysts raise their price target, and yet the stock went back down. But price targets, we know we only like them when they go up. But Rubrik, buying it here, I think if you're a long-term investor, I think you will be making on money on this company. I don't own it. It's on the watch list now, but that's about it. It's just on the watch list right now for Rubrik. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I did cover the company on the channel. If you want the full on story and what was mentioned, this is it. Google or Labubu? We buy Google stock, and then with the gains, we buy Labubus. Or Charizard's first edition. Maybe better. All right. With that, a good start of the week so far.
Yep.
We shall be back, of course, tomorrow morning. It's an interesting week coming up. Let's see if we can close out the week green. And let's see if PayPal can close out the week above $70. It's not that much to ask for. It's not that much to ask for. Por favor. So, with that, thank you all for joining, and we'll see each other
See you tomorrow.